My name is Mark Morrissey. I'm a professor of meteorology here at the University of Oklahoma. I arrived here in Oklahoma from Hawaii in 1991 and came to various different departments, but came into meteorology around 2000. And I teach primarily tropical meteorology and atmospheric radiation at the graduate level. Let's see, so I've been here, since 1991, that's 25 years. Biggest retirement plans are to do something completely different, which is, and I've started this a few years ago. We own a vineyard, and we have 10 acres out east in the country, and I'd like to keep active after retirement. Meteorology is one of the driving forces for the initial computers back in the 40s and 50s, and because of the need to assimilate so much data to make a forecast. When I first started, when I first started taking graduate courses in meteorology, we had the very first desktop PCs and things like that. Were quite slow. My advice to students coming in as freshmen, it's hard to come in as freshmen and decide what you want. I mean, I started out in business management at Penn State, so I didn't obviously end up that way. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But if you don't have an advanced degree in something, either science, engineering, or business or something like that, it's hard to get a job. It really is hard to get a job. The first thing students want to do, at least this is what I wanted to do, was to have a good time, and I did in the early years in college. But I learned after I got my business management degree that that's not what I ever wanted to do. In a sense, it just wasn't me, and I was more technically oriented, and so I went back to school and got meteorology degrees. And so I found this latent interest from when I was a kid in Florida, and so I decided that was what I wanted to do. And well, okay, so first 4 years weren't worth much, cost money, but it was worth going back, because unless you want to end up working in the service industry or something like that, where you don't get paid much most of the time, and you may not like your job, you want a little bit of freedom, work hard in college. Go to a good college in your field and get a good degree. One thing is that most students are scared of math when they come into meteorology or engineering or anything like that. I mean, rightfully so, in the sense that it's difficult, but I've found that the best way, if you really are dedicated, you want to learn it, the best way to learn it is to start simple, at a simple level, and try to make it enjoyable. It's not always easy. I mean, some people say, oh, but after a while, once you catch on to what's going on in mathematics and physics, it does become enjoyable. And over the years, you never stop learning. And I would recommend students sitting in the front row, paying attention to the class, because you don't think about retirement when you're 21 years old or 20 years old. I mean, heck, what's a 401k plan? Nobody knows what that is. Wait till you get close to 60, then all of a sudden that becomes the focus of your thoughts. But you've already gone through your career. Now you want to be able to have that. There will be folks that have not gotten their degrees and basically worked on jobs that, that are low-paying jobs and things like that. And they're maybe having a good time. But when they start getting into their 50s, which does happen to most people, although it seems like it doesn't, because I remember being 20-something and I thought that would never happen. I thought 40 was really old, and matter of fact, I thought 30 was really old. And when you do get there, other things suddenly become important, and they suddenly become important fast. And then you have to look at what kind of job you had. Did your job support your retirement? If it didn't, then these days you're kind of in a world of hurt. And so I recommend education and a good job. It's the only way really to get a good job is to get a good education.